And joining me here in person is Dr. Gunnar Hering. He is the COO and member of the Executive Board of Enertrag SA, an international renewable energy company based here in Brandenburg in Germany. Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Hello.
So we had two really riveting sessions about green hydrogen earlier today, one in the Weltsaal and one in the Europasaal. And I want to ask you a key question, one of your takeaways from the sessions that we heard earlier today. What are the key success factors for a rapid buildup of green hydrogen?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for providing me with this question. Just a few words up front on Enertrag. At Enertrag, we have always taken the long-term view. And we always asked ourselves, what will be needed in the future to reach the 2050 net zero goal? And this led us already 10 years ago to build the first green hydrogen facility in Europe. At that time, there was no suitable commercial electrolyzer available, so we designed and built the first electrolyzer ourselves. Afterwards, many viewed green hydrogen as an inefficient, very costly technology compared to grey hydrogen, and some even called it the champagne of the energy transition. But look at where we stand today. Natural gas prices have increased tenfold. CO2 prices in Europe have increased 25-fold. And at the same time, cost of renewables actually dropped by a factor of 3. And as we just saw, green hydrogen is one of the top topics here at the conference and on the panel. Thus, when we look forward and ask ourselves, how do we actually move from ambition to action, we can now rely on a cost-efficient and proven technology. And when it comes to the question of the scale-up, we believe there are 3 factors that are key to that. First, we need efficient international cooperation frameworks to match supply and demand. Secondly, we need smart policies to ensure a green and just transition. And third, we need low-cost financing for that. Let me just highlight a few examples that I heard today that actually talk especially to those 3 points, where we see very encouraging initiatives. So first, on the question of international cooperation, let me spotlight the H2 Global Foundation that has created, together with the support of the German Ministry of Economics and Climate, a facility that allows to aggregate demand, short-term demand from consuming countries, in this case Germany, with long-term investments and the stability needed for those long-term investments from international producing countries. This is very encouraging because it actually allows to de-risk supply and demand at the same time, and thus generating the ability to access low-cost financing, which benefits all. In the future, what we would like to see is that such a facility will also be available to all European member states in a cooperative manner. When it comes to the second point on smart policy, we have to say that everything starts with a clear vision and a clear political will. And on that, we're actually very honored to be in the position to work very closely with the Namibian government, with Minister Alvina just being on the neighboring panel, and also stating very clearly the objective of Namibia to become a leading green hydrogen exporter to the world. But that alone is not sufficient. What it actually takes is that governments, like Namibia did, run very efficient processes in order to build up such an economy, in this case, a very efficient RFP process, which we as a participant, and were selected the winner, luckily, was a very efficient one compared to other countries.
Congratulations on being selected. That's fantastic. And thank you so much, Dr. Gunnar Hering, for joining me here in this final studio session of the day.